So you're thinking about putting in a pool, but first you want to weigh the pros and cons. Let's talk about it. Hey everybody, it's Rosemary Lewis, your educator agent with eXp Realty, and today we are going to talk about the pros and cons of putting in a pool in your home. But before we get into it, I need y'all to do me a favor. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and also if you like the content, if you like the video, leave me a thumbs up so that I know you like it. Now more than ever, especially with this quarantine season that we are in and leaving but back in, depending on what state you're in, I have clients all the time asking me about the pros and cons of putting in a pool. Our family put in a pool just a few months ago, and I'm going to give you a realistic view of things that I think were great about it and some not so good things about putting in a pool. Okay, let's start with the pros. So whenever you put in a pool, one of the biggest benefits is that automatically you have a backyard oasis. And now more than ever, when we're not traveling as much as we're used to, that is wonderful to just come out of your home and see water flowing and just have a nice little vacation spot right here. So definitely having the scenery, just being able to dip your feet in the water, go for a quick swim, it is just so calming and so relaxing. So I definitely think if you are a water baby and if you really like that tropical feel, you will get so much enjoyment, if nothing else, just looking at your pool. Another pro to having a pool in your backyard is that it provides so many opportunities for family fun. I can't tell you how many nights my family, we're just sitting around not doing much, and then one person jumps in the pool and then we're all in there together. Like I said, we just got our pool, but I can only imagine how many memories we're gonna make there, because it just gives you something fun to do, whether we're floating, whether we're having a contest. It is a great way to just have family fun, or you know, when social distancing is over, to just invite other people over with you to have a blast. Okay, here was the top reason for me why I think it's a pro to go ahead and put in a pool, is because of the cleanliness of having a private versus a public pool. When you go to public pools, let me just keep it real with you, they are nasty. Okay, I had one person describe it to me like, do you really want to swim around with band-aids and kid pee? Because let's just be real, you can't really control what anyone does in the water, but in a public pool, like, any and everyone can access that pool, and you don't know about different people's hygiene or actually what they do when they're in the water. And one thing that I can say is that we have a professional pool company that comes out to monitor our pool every week for the levels, just to make sure that the chlorine is doing what it's supposed to do. And it amazes me. I have 4 people in my house that regularly use our pool, only 4 people, and in that time sometimes the pool guys will come out and tell us we need to wait 3 to 4 hours because of the chemicals that they put in. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't really trust that public pools are doing all that. So if for nothing else, the cleanliness, not having breakouts and things like that, you control who's in your pool, you know when it's clean, and you just don't have that control when you go to public pools. So if you are a germaphobe, for sure, I'm not even a germaphobe, and now it grosses me out to go to a pool that anyone can access. So if you are a germaphobe, or if you just really don't like to swim in other people's ick, consider a pool at home. I kind of alluded to this a little while ago, but a pool is great for entertaining. Think cookouts, think family gatherings, think friend gatherings, birthday parties, things like that. Even if your people aren't getting in the pool, just the fact that it's there, it provides scenery, it provides a tropical feel. It is so cool to hang out with friends and family near your pool. So if you are a person who really likes to entertain and you like to have a party at your house, a pool is a great way to engage people and to get them over to hang out with you. Now, I don't want you to just have friends just because they want to get in your pool, but you know what I'm trying to say. If you have a pool, it just heightens the night a little bit and makes it a little more fun. Okay, now you know I had to throw a real estate tip in here for you. I will tell you that pools are a lot of times very appealing to potential buyers, right? So if you have two homes that are very similar, but one of them has a pool, then the one that has a pool will probably get more activity. I'm going to tell you, just recently in our market here in Texas, because of the low interest rates and quarantine, it is so hard for us to keep houses on the market that actually have a pool, because people have been cooped up in their houses. They're ready to upgrade, they're ready to get into a new home, and how much more appealing is it if the home already has a pool there? So if you are ever looking to buy or sell, having a pool will provide some added interest in your property in most cases. Here are a few cons to having a pool. You know, everything isn't all Skittles and rainbows. I would say the time for construction. Now, the pool company that did our pool, they actually did a pretty good job, and they were in and out, I would say, in about 9 to 11 weeks. However, your house is a construction zone during that time. In our case, we had to inconvenience our neighbors and ask them to have their fence down so that they could bring the equipment in and out. It was a pain not being able to just let our dog outside to go do his business in a dog run, because we were under construction for a good amount of time. It was muddy, it was all those things. So that's just something to consider. It's an unnecessary evil. We went through a couple of months of inconvenience for a lifetime of memories and fun, but I do want to let you know that it will be inconvenient when you live in a construction zone. Here is another con. I know I told you that a pool will make your home more appealing to potential buyers and sellers, but you really don't get the value, you really don't get what you invested into the pool out when you sell your house. A rule of thumb is that whatever you spent for the pool, you can add about half of that for value. So for instance, if you spend $80,000 on your pool and you sell your house, you can't mark up the price $80,000. Obviously, you have to have your real estate agent look at the comparable sales in the area, but you can kind of expect to get about half of what you put in. So for that reason, if you are considering a pool, I strongly encourage you to really think about how long you will be in your house. I would say if you're going to take on the expense of having a pool put in yourself, you should probably plan on being there just to enjoy that pool and get your money's worth for at least 10 years. So while your house may be more appealing because it has a pool, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get every single dollar that you invested in that pool back when you sell it. Here is another con, and I don't know if I should call it a con or it's just something to be expected. You are going to have additional maintenance and utility costs associated with your pool. Now, like I said, we actually have a pool company that comes out and they service our pool once a month, and then you have additional costs like your additional water bill, cost of your water bill to keep the pool at an optimal level because you have to have so much water in the pool, and then if you're doing things like heating the pool or heating the spa, these are all things that are going to add to your utility bill. So I don't want to scare you, because quite honestly, these fees were a little cheaper than I expected them to be. However, when you are planning and figuring out how you're going to purchase your pool, you definitely want to consider the cost to maintain the pool, just to make sure that you are within a budget that is going to be comfortable for you and your family. And then finally, again, I don't want to call this a con, but this is just something that you have to know. Pools are not cheap, right? At least here in Texas, gone are the days where you can go and get a pool for like $30,000. So you definitely want to make sure that you are, first of all, surveying a couple of companies, because different companies charge different things for what you want, right? So you want to shop for the best price, but you also want to shop for quality and make sure that you are choosing a reputable pool company who is going to construct what you want, because it is not going to be just a few nickels and dimes. There are lots of ways to think about how to pay for the pool. You can finance it, you can pay cash, and now even when you're building houses, some lenders will allow you to wrap in the cost of putting in the pool in your initial loan that you have for your home. So you just want to make sure that you research all of your options so that you don't have sticker shock. And just like when you're purchasing a home, you want to make sure that it is a payment that you are comfortable with, because this is something that you're going to have to either pay out of your pocket or pay every single month. Now, I'm going to tell you, we've just been pool owners for a couple of months. I am so happy that we did it, especially in quarantine times. It's providing so much value for our family, but I want to make sure that you know the pros and cons so that you can make the best decision for yours. Now, if you have made it to the end of this video and you are not subscribed to my channel, what are you doing with your life? Go ahead and subscribe, and that way we can stay connected and you know every time I post a video. Y'all have a good one.